Tell us why we're doing this, Captain Megaman.
Because you told me to, Drill Sergeant.
Whatever. Are you gonna help me or what?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
We're doing this today to better understand the Calpac later generation roofs. In our district we have early generation 1, early generation 2, and last generation roof, which this is.
Okay.
So Rescue 21 was kind enough to save some of this roof for us so we can overhaul it and show you the easiest ways to overhaul a Calpac roof.
Okay.
What they're doing now is they're loosening the top tiles and pulling. See how they're pulling laterally, meaning they're starting from one end of the tile and pulling towards us, because that way they're only defeating one nail at a time. Calpac tiles are held on by 3 nails. If you try and pull them flat, you're gonna wear yourself out. So to pull them laterally, see Brian's pulling them, Jason Watts is using a pick head. As long as it's done laterally, it comes off the easiest.
Okay. So you're pulling the ridge cap off, right?
Yeah, the ridge caps come off first on this generation roof.
Okay.
The roof cap comes off first, and then you're working from the top down, pulling laterally.
Okay.
This roof does not have an existing roof on it,
Okay.
so they left the skip sheeting and put what we call a skeleton on the roof. This is the skip sheeting that was on the original roof that they left behind. They took all the shake off. These are the 1x3s that are attached to the rafter. You can see these are nailed directly to the rafter below.
Okay.
And then these are the 2x4s that the Calpac roof sits on. And they're nailed with 3 nails. So you can see if you go and pull them from top to bottom, you're pulling against the 3 nails. You can even see where this one was nailed onto it. If you pull it laterally towards us, you're defeating 1 nail at a time. So you see, if you're working from the top down on a roof that's not that well involved, this one's pretty much burned away. But working from the top down is tiring. Working laterally works best.
Copy.
This is a lot of roof to pull. So you want to do it the easiest, quickest way you can. When we take a look back over here at Rescue 21 and Engine 23 doing overhaul, you see that they're almost done with this section of the roof. Working together as a team, pulling laterally on the ones that are sticking. The ones that are burned away underneath are just coming right off. So, talking about the vent holes that we cut, Chief Ellis can panoramic view of this roof. You see, Rescue 21 and Truck 23 has put almost 10 holes in this roof, which before we understood the construction of Calpac roofs was unheard of. We were lucky to get 1 hole in here. But now what we're doing is we make a cut. We make our first cut across the top tile. We peel that back, and then we make our down cuts and our skim cut on the bottom. We've peeled all these off before we cut, or we've peeled them off enough to know where the rafters are nailed on, and then we can roll those and not cut through them. Then instead of trying to louver this, we just dice in between the rafters and knock it in. Because these roofs, the reason this roof is on here is because these roofs underneath are rotted. So you don't want to stand on that roof. So this being a complete job where they took the shake shingles off, that wasn't a concern. Now you see if there's an existing roof underneath this that's rotted away, you're not going to be able to louver these. So you're just punching through in between the rafters, keeping the structural integrity of the roof intact by not cutting through the rafters. Okay. So once you understand this roof, it's easy to vent and it's easy to overhaul.
So how much roof did they remove in less than 8 minutes?
It's been about 8 minutes, and we've removed probably
a good third of the roof.
Yeah,
right?
a good third of the roof. So you can see Harrington here. Harrington, go ahead and pull all those roof taps off. So he starts by pulling the roof caps off, which are easy to do. Then that exposes his upper shingle. We pull Tim is pulling the shingle off laterally, and it comes right off. Tim, try and pull that whole thing off towards you. No, towards you. Yeah, much harder for him to do. Now pull it off laterally like you were doing. Now when he pulls it off this way, it comes right off.
Wow.
See that? Big difference. He's only working against 1 nail at a time.
Right.
And it comes right off as opposed to 3 nails that are sunk deep in that wood.
Spell your last name, please.
My name is Hottman, Hottman, Brian.